Well, greetings everybody from the Bell household. I hope that you're doing well and getting along as best you can during this strange and uneasy time. Carolyn and I have been talking a lot and talking about the similarities between what's going on right now and our only other experience that came close to this, which is Hurricane Katrina. I grew up on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and when I was 12 years old, the storm surge came in and flooded my entire hometown, Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Any plans that we had made, any investments, it was all up in the air all of a sudden. Nothing worked the same way. And people had a lot of questions about what it meant, what was going to be the timeline on when we recovered and moving forward, what would that look like? And me, I was 12 years old at the time. I didn't have the same kind of questions that I have now about the emergency going on. But one of the images that stuck with me was the home church that I grew up in. The storm had completely severed the steeple off the top of the sanctuary. And when we came back, the steeple was lying sideways on the ground in front of this sanctuary. And I remember thinking, as a 12-year-old, well, that's it. I guess we're not going to be having church for the next few months until they get this fixed. I could not have been more wrong. We continued to have church in new and innovative ways that completely showed me how small my concept of what the church had been. As churches from all over the country flew in and provided us aid, gave me a CD player to pass the idle time that I had, which was a lot. Passed out meals ready to eat for us to enjoy together and to, enjoy their prepackaged food from the military. Church became a much bigger thing in my mind. I had thought in terms of that space is where God is, in the sanctuary, and my space is out here in the world. And it was that experience of Hurricane Katrina and seeing that broken steeple and still being able to worship and see the body of Christ in one another. That was one of the things that convinced me of God moving in our midst. So today, I just encourage you to reflect that as we metaphorically have the steeple down on our home church building at Glen, how do you see the church at work in the world? And how can you be the body of Christ at work in the world and with your neighbor and with your family? That's all I have for now. God bless, and God be with you till we meet again.